It's marvelous. Are you ready for our rendezvous? She's got a sexy voice. He's actually cute. Ready for the fun part? Oh, yeah. Because here comes the fun part. At the radio, it's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me at 457-1290. Seriously funny on Giant.
I'm William Shatner. I've done a lot of things in my career, but this takes the cake. This is so cool. You, Todd, today, it's all about you. This is phenomenal. You made Parole.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Tonight on the show, got a new feature. We're going to kick it off here in a few moments. I'll explain everything. It's Friday. It's beautiful. It's the weekend. And I thought, you know what? We could use a little bit of music in our lives. So we're going to kick off the Evening Edge Friday at 5 sing-along. Every Friday. To get you pumped up for the weekend, I'm going to pick a song, and I want your suggestions as well as to what song we should play. Now, it's got to be a song that everybody knows the words to, and there are many of them out there. And it's got to be a song that makes you feel good, you know, that gets you pumped up and excited for the weekend. So that's what we're going to do, and it is, like I said, the Evening Edge Friday at 5 sing-along.
I believe we are required to engage in a ritual known as a sing-along.
You see, there was this song.
Hey, you want to sing along to the radio?
Just sing along with me.
We're having quite the sing-along.
I love this song.
It makes me feel good.
Sing along if you know it.
You just can't help but sing along.
Everyone needs to sing along.
Ready to get this party going on?
I love singing in my car, and I thought this song would be the perfect song to kick off this feature. It's a favorite here in Ohio. Everybody loves this song. Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. Roll down your windows, turn up the radio, and let's get it going.
Woohoo! Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Now, you all know the chorus, right?
And
you got to sing it. Sing it loud. Sing it proud.
touching hands,
Woohoo!
reaching out, touching me, touching you.
Sweet Caroline.
Good times never seem so good.
I've been inclined
To believe there never was, but now I
All right.
look at the night.
That'll get you going, won't it?
And
Definitely,
it don't seem
definitely.
so long.
If you've got a suggestion for a Friday at 5 sing-along song, 937-457-1290. I would love to talk to you. Also tonight is, of course, because it's Friday, it's Hot Hat Friday. And tonight's hat is brought to you and provided by the great folks at the Carillon Brewing Company. Now, I've been talking about them off and on for the last couple of weeks, and finally, everything has been hammered out. We're going to be doing an Evening Edge happy hour event at the Carillon Brewing Company on Friday, June 2nd. What does that mean? I'm going to be doing my show live. The first time ever doing the Evening Edge live out someplace here in the Miami Valley. And that night, it's going to be at the Carillon Brewing Company. So I'm very excited about that. And yes, we will have some Cheez-It fun. I promise you. We will have some Cheez-It fun, and we'll have other prizes to give away and so much more. And you'll get, I'll have more details as we get closer and closer. But one of the other things we do on this show, if you're new to the show, because we are at a new time, this is the first week, sometimes I'll get strange stories that I feel like they need a headline. They need a good headline. And we have some very creative listeners to the Evening Edge, and they always come up with something good.
Steve, assemble!
I'm looking,
here's a headline for you.
Want something peppy, something
looking for something good. All right, so here's the story. Mountains of spaghetti and heaps of elbow noodles lined a creek in the woods in New Jersey's Old Bridge Township. No one seems to know where it came from, but the photos have social media boiling. And I saw this picture, 500 pounds of spaghetti and macaroni just dumped along this creek bed. Nobody knows how it got there. Nobody knows why or who did it. Old Bridge is a small town in Middlesex County, there in New Jersey. It's considered part of the New York metro region, has a population of 66,000. So somebody in that group, they're the ones who dumped it. An odd debate online over the pasta photos is whether the noodles were cooked. Well, I think you could tell they're cooked. Yeah, they look cooked. Some speculated that even though they looked cooked, it may have just been from exposure to rain. Well, I guess that's possible. But I think you got to heat them up. It's not just water, right? You got to heat them up. The town's public department cleaned up the mess. Wonder how long that took. Yeah. You do. Let me hear it.
Well, at this point, the police don't care how it ended up there. They have told their officers to stop investigating it because they're taking on.
Yes.
Dry.
Oh, really?
And it had rained over the next couple of days, which made it wet, which made it expand.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but at this point, they have issued a statement.
They don't care.
Saying basically, we're not going to waste our manpower trying to find out where all this pasta came from. Yeah.
They don't care where it came from. All right.
That's it.
Well, but I think we need a good headline for this story. You gotta come up with a good headline for this story. And what I thought was, we did this earlier in the week. I was giving away these fancy new for spring 2023 Evening Edge posters, full color posters. They're beautiful. You can see them on Facebook. But I thought if you have a suggestion for a good headline, we'll hook you up with one of these very cool posters. I'll mail it to you. So 937-457-1290. If you have a good headline for the mountains of spaghetti and macaroni that were dumped by the river. Also, later on, we've got a current events quiz for Aerosmith tickets. So give us a call, 937-457-1290.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Friday. Woohoo, woohoo. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Jeanette. I am the radio worm. I love it. Hey, Beth, how you doing? Hi, Tammy. Patricia, how you doing? You listen to me every morning. Where are you listening from? Oh, evening. I'm sorry. I misread that. I thought it said morning. I'm like, where are you, in like Taiwan or something? That's funny. My eyes are going, I guess. Hey, Renee, that's a great idea. Hang on, Sloopy. That's a good one. Doing handy dandy. Smoke on the water. That's a good suggestion. Cool. Cool. So you like that idea? Do you like the sing-along idea? It was just something I came to me. I thought, well, that might be kind of fun. Colleen. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Missy. Thank you. There's a lot of great songs that people just love singing to in the car, and I want to try to get more people involved, like get my producer on singing and maybe Ron Otto. Yep. Renee, that's why I picked it. Let's see here. Let's play a song.
Watch this. Yo, they call me Big Cheesy T. I'm the rapping cracker with rhymes that slice, sharp like cheddar. A little orange square, I'm cut to impress. I'm packing the punch, I'm bringing the zest. Dayton, Ohio, my hometown jam. Baked and toasted, but I ain't no gram. I taste so divine, way beyond measure. Night or day, I'm your guilty pleasure. Oh yeah, man, you gotta love me. You gotta love cheeses. I'm cranking out squares of cheesy flavors. No matter your crave, you're gonna savor. Rap on me, I'm a snack supreme. Better than cookies and dry saltine. I'm a bold little cracker, tasty and quick. A handful of me will do the trick. Stuff me in your mouth, I'm so damn fine. Maybe even pair me with a glass of wine. I'm the snack that fills the world with joy and brings cheesy goodness no one can destroy. I'm crispy, I'm crunchy, I'm one of a kind, and Dayton made. I'm showing my pride. Hear my rap, my big cheesy dream. Build a statue of me, let my orangeness gleam. I don't like to talk about my brother Todd. It gives me nightmares. Tweaking the hits with Todd Hollst.
Back on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Ron, do you have a second you could pop on? Can you hear me, Ron? I can't hear him.
Yeah, we
okay, there we go. All right. Yeah. The new feature that I did, the Friday at 5 sing-along.
Sure.
Would you ever be interested in singing along with me?
Not at all. No.
No.
No. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah. That's one no.
That's one no.
Yes. Well, I don't want to take away from that can't wait to go on and sing with you.
Oh, well, now see, there's an idea. We could incorporate callers into the singing, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess you could.
All right. Thank you for that. 937-457-1290. Let's talk to Beth in Kettering. What's up, Beth?
Hey, I've got 2 songs for your sing-along.
Oh, yeah, let's hear them.
They're lighthearted, feel-good songs. Don't worry, be happy.
Oh, wow. I think some people might
No.
turn. All right. Okay.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh, I got it from Lion King.
Lion King, yeah, they're both stress-free, happy songs.
No, Beth, how do you spell Hakuna Matata?
Well, I'm going to say Hakuna Matata, but...
All right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right, that's cool. I appreciate those. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too. Let's see, Jarhead in Florida. What's up, Jarhead?
Hey, they already solved the pasta mystery.
Oh, they did? What was...
A guy's parents passed away, and they were hoarders.
Oh.
Out their house, and they hoarded pasta as one of their items.
Wow.
So he's cleaning out a hoarding house from his parents, and that's where it originated.
So I wonder what the thought was by throwing it next to the creek. Did they think the animals would eat it, or the what? I don't... Why'd they just throw it in the trash?
It was. I would have thought the same, but when you're talking hundreds of pounds, that's a lot of trash.
That is a lot of pasta trash. That is for sure. All right, Jarhead, thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Kathy in Eaton, what's up, Kathy?
Hey, Todd, love your program so much, and I'm glad it's earlier.
Thank you.
Earlier time.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I just came up with something. It's got a little Italian twang to it for the headline.
Yes, for that story.
You just updated. Who lost lots of pasta?
No, say that. Lots of pasta? Is that what you said?
Who lost? Lots of.
Aha. See, I like that. That would be a catchy headline. That would look great in big, bold letters, I think. That's good.
It reminds me of a sign I put on a lamp I brought to work a long time ago when I had a job, and I didn't have a light fixture, so I brought one from home. And I put a little sticker on it. I said, "If you touch on my lamp, I break your face."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I like that. Well, Kathy, hang on the line. We're going to get your mailing address, and I'll send you a poster, okay?
Sounds wonderful.
Great.
Thanks.
Yep, hang on. That line's open. Let's see. Mark in Dark. What's up, Mark?
Todd Hollst.
How are you?
Hey,
I think you just cracked your voice there a little bit.
I know. Can we retake?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Todd Hollst.
There you go. I'll pull that off the logger tape, and maybe I'll use that for something.
Got the perfect drive home commute song.
Oh, you do? Let's hear it. Oh, well, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
And I think it will take away some of the aggressive driving if they roll their windows down and sing this. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss.
Oh, their disco hit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great driving song.
Yeah, that's not bad. And I've got a number of songs that I'm thinking about from the disco era. Some KC and the Sunshine Band, maybe some Blondie. There's some good stuff in there. Bee Gees, of course, ABBA.
Right. Perfect.
People love that. People love that. All right, Mark. Well, I'll write that down. Thank you for that idea. See, I thought you were going to go with Rock and Roll All Night.
Oh, well, that's kind of aggressive,
Yeah.
I was thinking that the love part of I Was Made for Loving You would,
let people chill into the weekend, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Good deal. All right. Thanks, Mark. Let's see. Marty in Kettering. What's up, Marty?
Hey, how you doing, Todd?
I'm good.
Yeah, I was listening to you yesterday, and I tried to get through, and it didn't happen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marty. Busy show. A lot of people calling, I guess.
Well, I know. Well, I want to chime in on the Indian Lake thing. You got that crazy guy up in Indian Lake, and then you have
Crazy
the
Casey.
man up
Yeah,
in Indian
yeah,
Lake.
yeah.
I've been fishing Indian Lake for years.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got a kick out of it when you said, "Yeah, we're going to storm in there," and I know what islands you're talking about.
Now, see, I did not know that there were islands on Indian Lake. I remember going to Indian Lake a long time ago when I was a kid, but I just didn't remember there were islands.
Well, I did it years ago. Took my old beater boat. I had a 1973 Montgomery Ward. They call it a tri-hull.
Uh-huh.
I used to fish locally with it, Caesars Creek, and the Hydro Bowl there, and I started hauling it up the Indian Lake.
Yeah.
These guys, but it handled the waves and everything in shallow water.
Okay.
But okay, I gotta tease you.
You got to tease me a little bit?
I'm gonna tease you because when you talk to the guy and then you talk about we're gonna
Storm the island.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the island in a drove of people and what have you.
Yeah.
Indian Lake has changed over the years. I've been back home in Ohio now 25 years after living in California. But the last thing you said, it made me laugh.
Okay.
You said, okay, you got the Great Lakes above Ohio. Well, when you said St. Mary's, you had me laughing. I had a cigarette in my hand and a beer in the other hand, and I went, no, that's Great Lake St. Mary.
Yeah, I know. I misspoke. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. There was somebody watching the live stream from St. Mary's, and that just popped into my head. So,
yeah. Well, I used to go up there to Salina.
Okay. All right.
And, back when I was younger.
I got you. Marty, I got to fly, man. I got the news here. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, Sherry, you're sitting on your porch? Well, that's nice. It is a nice night. When I get home tonight, I think I might sit on the deck. Oh, Kim, that's a good one. Everybody working for the weekend. That's a real good one. Also thought of Moni Moni by Billy Idol, his version. I thought that would be a good one. But a lot of ABBA songs. Casey, Sunshine Band. Do 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 do. Man, I don't know about anybody else, but I am starved. Holy cow. I'm hungry. Oh, I got to get, let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Aha, there it is. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Anybody going to be watching the Kentucky Derby this weekend? That's a must-see in my house. Ever since I was a kid. You know, Ashley, that's not a bad idea. I don't know about current events quiz, but some sort of head-to-head competition. Right? Some sort of head-to-head competition between listeners. I think would be good. Something. Maybe something with like name that tune. I'm trying to think how we could do that. Like name that tune, or I don't know. I remember years ago, somebody on radio did something. It was called "What's in My Pocket," and they'd have like 3 clues, and you had to guess what was in their pocket. Very odd. What's in my pocket? Oh, that's not bad. Name the parody or something like that. Name that parody. That's not a bad idea. All week, you pick random things that happen and make them answer it. Oh, Journey's a good one. All right, we're coming back here in 30. Hang tight. here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Well, it is Derby weekend. And this was always and remains a big weekend in my house. Growing up, my grandparents, my grandma and grandpa Hollst, they were big-time thoroughbred racing fans. And I got an education growing up about horse racing and the history of horse racing. Just always a big deal in our family. And in fact, for a number of years, before I was born and even a few years after I came around, my grandpa was a bookie. He was a bookie here in Dayton for many, many years. And I don't know to what extent. Like, I don't know if he was mobbed up. I don't think he was. I think he might have just been, running numbers for friends and neighbors and relatives or whatnot. But I remember Grandpa, and his name was Edward, Eddie, Ed. There were times when I would spend the night at their house, and on the weekends, he would handicap races that would show up in the newspaper, like at Scioto Downs and River Downs and so forth. And every once in a while, we'd go out on a drive on the weekend, and we'd stop at somebody's house somewhere in Dayton, and he'd hand me an envelope, and I'd walk up to the front door, and I'd knock on the door, and I'd hand the guy the envelope, and then he'd hand me an envelope back, and I'd come back to the car, and I'd give it to my grandpa. I guess I was a part of the whole deal, running numbers. But the 149th Kentucky Derby is this weekend, and I wanted to go through some of these horses. I love the horse names. But first, before we do that, we got traffic, don't we, Parker?
We do. Big problems on 75. It's really just your best option is just to avoid 75 in both directions from I-675 all the way up through downtown Dayton. We have delays in both directions. There's a crash in that splitted there. I know there's a name for it, but that split off lane for the construction there's a crash in that lane, so it's blocking that lane and the left lane on the southbound side of 75. So if you're stuck in this, get off at the nearest exit that you can. We're to have 20-minute delays on southbound 75 and 15-minute delays on northbound 75. So your best option, if you're coming up northbound 75, get off there at Austin Boulevard, take 741 north into downtown. You can pick up northbound 75 there from Main Street, and then southbound 75, your best option is to get off there at Main Street. You can take the surface streets down the State Route 725 and get back on there.
All right. Well, if you happen to be out there stuck in the traffic and you want to give us a call and give us a on-the-scene update, by all means, 937-457-1290. All right. Thank you, Parker. We'll keep you updated on that. All right. Some of these horses, I don't handicap horses like my grandpa did. I don't know anything about the jockeys. I don't know anything about the trainers. That was his bag. He knew all that stuff and just relished it. When I would go to the track, I just picked the horses based on their names and maybe the odds, right? The higher the odds, the more money you can win. And there's some enticement there. It's like you put down a $2 bet, and if somebody's 80 to 1, well, heck, you're going to win some money. But some of these horse names, Hit Show, Verifying, Two Phils. I wonder who the Phils are. Confidence Game, Tap It Trice. That looks like maybe one of the favorites there. Only 6 to 1 odds. King's Barnes, Reincarnate, Madge, Disarm, Jace's Road. That horse is 41 to 1. That might be, is that the longest shot? Nope, there's another one. Let's see. Sun Thunder, Angel of Empire, Forte. Now, see, that's the horse I'd probably choose because I drive a Kia Forte. That's kind of fun, I guess. Ray's Cane. There's one called Derma Sotogaki. Is that right? It's from Japan. Derma Sotogaki. Okay. Rocket Can. Cyclone Mischief. Mandarin Hero, that one's from Japan. And the long shot right now, that's as of today, King Russell, starting in the 23rd position, way, way outside, the furthest you can get from the rail, 44 to 1. So there's a couple. I think I would probably put my money. See, Forte might even. That looks like he might be a favorite. 9-2 odds. So there you go. If you're going to watch the Derby, you might put some money on Forte, I suppose. 937-457-1290. We have beer news.
Don't you like beer?
Beer me.
Beer.
Beer.
You want some beer?
You're not beer.
It's beer.
How about another beer?
Where's my beer?
We're low on beer.
You drank all the beer.
I have respect for beer.
Now, I was talking to somebody earlier today here at the station, and I would love to put together a local beer tour. Now, I know that there are the groups that do that, where they go to all the local breweries. I think that would be fascinating. I would love to do that. You know, Heavier Than Air Brewing Company out in Centerville last year, they developed and named a beer after me after the show, Todd's Barrel Roll. We had a big to-do. It was a lot of fun. People loved it. They sold out of the beer pretty quick. But I would love to go to the other places, go to the other breweries, and just check out what they have and make it an event. So we're going to work on that. But this beer story I saw, I'm not sure that I would be one to try this. San Francisco Brewery has figured out a way to brew their beer using, ready for this? Water recycled from showers, laundry, and bathroom sinks in the apartment building that their brewery is located. They're located in a 40-story apartment building, and they have equipment that captures and treats and reuses water from, in air quotes, non-drinking purposes.
Wait,
Ron?
Wasn't that Old Milwaukee that does that?
I would imagine some people think that it tastes like that. But yeah, this now, is that something that you would ever try? Now, obviously, the water, it's treated, it's safe. They're not going to let you drink, somebody's bath water unless you wanted to. But is that something you would try?
In retrospect, do we all know where the water out of our tap really comes from and what it goes through?
I guess not. I suppose, but
and I know there's a lot of people that prefer the bottled water and that sort of thing, make their coffee out of it and whatnot. But
yeah,
when it comes to beer, your average beer drinking guy is just not going to care.
Well, right. And all the ingredients and the alcohol that's in it will probably kill whatever's floating and left behind.
It's a natural treatment.
It is kind of a natural treatment, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would try it. They say that most people who do come in are a bit leery at first, as you can imagine. But after a while, they say it tastes pretty good. The brewery recycles 75,000 gallons a day of used water. Again, from showers, laundry, bathroom sinks. I guess not toilets. Probably they draw the line at the toilets. But I would think all of it goes into the same place, right? I mean, this goes into the sewer. And they recycle about 95% of water that drains from the apartment building. 2.5 million gallons a year. Wow. Well, yeah, kind of interesting. And it's called Epic One Water Brew. Yeah, that sounds great. 937-457-1290. Tim and Lima, what's up, Tim?
Hey, Todd, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Okay, well, I got a headline for you.
Oh, for our story about the 500 pounds of spaghetti and macaroni dumped at a creek bed in Jersey.
Yeah. So I got pounds and pounds of pasta put to pasture in piles by creek.
By creek. A lot of pee popping there. I get that. Yeah. I get that. All right. Well, that's not bad. It's a little wordy. It would take up a lot of mass space there on the headline, but I'm fine with it. That's good. Hang on the line. We'll get your address and we'll mail you one of the Evening Edge posters. Okay.
Was there any sauce?
Oh, there was no sauce. Yeah, no sauce.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Yep. Hang on the line. We'll get that out to you. Well, we had the guy from Florida call and said he heard that they solved the problem, or they solved the mystery of where the spaghetti came from, and it was some guy who cleaned out his parents' house who had passed, and they were hoarders, and they had all the spaghetti, so they just dropped it by the creek bed, dry, and just over time it soaked up the water and expanded, and there you go, 500 pounds of macaroni and spaghetti right there along the creek.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You know, though, Missy, the thing I thought about that, about like a food bank, like why wouldn't they donate it? But according to the caller that we had, the people that owned the house that the children cleaned out were hoarders. So it'd be interesting to know like how old the spaghetti was, right? Like it could have been 20 years old, which nobody wants to eat. So I'd be curious to know how old it was. If it was new, yeah, they should have just donated it. They should have just donated it if it was new, or just eat it, right? I mean, 500 pounds of pasta, that'll last you a little bit of time, but you could have mac and cheese every day for a year. Nothing wrong with that. I like mac and cheese. Yeah, we do. Oh, got a Florida man story. Florida man, Florida man.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket, pigs in a...
Boy, that's not annoying, is it? Channel 7 here, just locally, did the story about the pasta. That's funny. That's funny. When it was once fried. Oh, fried macaroni and cheese. That sounds good. I wonder why. Frank, do you think it's the texture? That's why I don't like peanut butter. My wife makes fun of me. Others have made fun of me over the years because I don't like peanut butter. but I like the taste of peanut butter. Like I'll eat peanut butter in a Reese's cup for sure. I'll eat peanut butter cookies. But I will not eat peanut butter. There's something with the texture. Drives me nuts. Ashley, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people like mac and cheese. I think it's just it's comfort food. Maybe I'll play the macaroni and cheese song next hour. I don't know. I'll just play it now.
Macaroni and cheese. Can you mix up a pan? I'm begging you, please. Macaroni and cheese. It's my favorite thing to eat. Cheese and cheese and cheese and cheese and macaroni. If you think I don't like it, then you really don't know me. Cause macaroni and cheese is my favorite thing to eat. Oh, it's hot and it's orange, just like the sun. And whenever it's out, yeah, we're all having fun. Any day, anyway, and in any weather.
Craft all the way.
It's the glue that holds me together.
Unless it's homemade. It's my favorite thing to eat. Macaroni and cheese. Can you mix up a pan? I'm begging you, please. Macaroni and cheese. It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing. My favorite thing to eat. There you go, Frank. That's just for you, man. By request. I know you didn't request it. I requested it. Coming back. Florida man shines with every single crime, stupefying and delicious. Some might even think fictitious. Florida man is always ambitious. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. We've got a Florida man story. Florida man traveling, making his way to Madisonville, Tennessee. He was arrested after he was allegedly using a stroller to steal merchandise at a Walmart. It doesn't sound too unusual, right? Better than a cart, I guess. Witnesses say the suspect ran out of the store, pushing the baby stroller and fled. When cops responded and eventually caught up with the suspect, it turned out that the stroller actually had a lifelike baby doll inside the stroller. A fake baby, but it was lifelike. This guy was incorporating a fake baby doll in his heist. That's crazy. But he made off with, he tried to make off with more than $1,000 worth of items. And I guess they were all baby-themed items. So maybe he was stealing for his kid or somebody else's kid, or maybe a baby shower or something. But turns out that this guy was also wanted for shoplifting at 4 different Walmarts in Florida. So Florida man never disappoints. 937-457-1290. It is Hot Hat Friday. And tonight I'm wearing a lid provided by Carillon Brewing Company. And we've got an event coming up there on Friday, June 2nd. This is going to be fun. It's a Evening Edge happy hour right there at the Carillon Brewing Company. It's free. It's open to everybody. You can come by. I'm going to be doing the show live from there from 5 to 7. And, of course, I'll hang out afterwards for sure. We'll have some prizes to give away. And what I'm really excited about is that we're going to have a very large Cheez-It I would call it like a sculpture. It's a giant Cheez-It sculpture. Not as big as what you would think of like a big statue, which I would love. But this is a pretty big size. It's like 4.5 feet by 4.5. It's huge. And we're gonna have it set up, and you're gonna be able to get your picture taken with this giant Cheez-It. Also, the Cheez-It pinup girls are going to be there. They were on the show. They'll be there, and Edgy the Evening Edge Squirrel will also be making an appearance. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make plans to join us June 2nd. It's a Friday at Carillon Historical Park.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Gonna play some songs. How about that? Let's see here. Oh, today's Cinco de Mayo.
Come on now, more margaritas. Come on now, more margaritas.
Cinco de Mayo is holiday time. We honor the culture of Mexico. Cinco de Mayo is holiday time. To a fiesta we'll go, go, go. We celebrate the rich traditions of the people of Mexico. Dancing through the streets as the mariachi trumpets blow. Whoa!
Peel the avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado, peel the avocado. Guacamole, 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 guacamole.
That's funny. Guacamole. Let's see what else. We have salsa chip song. Let's see what that
When I eat chips, I make sure that I dip in the dippy dip, which is salsa. When I dip chips in the dippy dip, yes, the dippy dip is always salsa. Salsa's the dip that I dippy dip with my chippy chip. I love salsa. But there's no salsa left, so I can't dip with my chippy chip without dip.
Tell you what I do need, Ashley, is I need a Cheez-It Pinata. That would be cool.
Sponsored by McAfee Heating and Air and Integrity Water Solutions. WHIO News time is 6:06. Now the Miami Valley's most accurate and dependable forecast. Your Storm Center 7 meteorologist Robert Gotro. Mainly clear into the evening. Temperatures in the 60s, dropping to about 50 degrees overnight. And then mostly sunny for Saturday as well. A little bit warmer, highs in the mid-70s. We'll see some increasing clouds later Saturday night with temperatures dropping to about 58 degrees. On Sunday, looks like there's a better chance for some rain. We'll see some scattered showers. We've got thunderstorms in the morning. And then partly sunny by the afternoon with a chance for a few more scattered showers and storms. Now as we move into Tuesday, partly cloudy, some isolated showers or storms possible. Not as great though. Highs in the mid-70s and then mostly sunny again by Wednesday. Storm Center 7 meteorologist Robert Gotro. Grenade Severe Weather Station 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Very nice out there this hour. It is sunny in Huber Heights, 71 degrees in downtown Dayton at 6:08.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
WHIO Triple Team Traffic is sponsored by Elk and Elk. Now let's go with Parker Testa. We're still seeing delays ranging from 10 to 15 minutes in both directions of 75 from downtown Dayton through Miami Township because of a crash in the construction lane on northbound 75. Crews are working to clean up this accident now. Now this crash is also blocking the left lane on southbound 75. So if you're headed northbound on 75 this hour, get off there at Austin Boulevard, take 741 north into downtown, and you can pick up 75 there at 3rd Street. If you're coming southbound, you can get off there at 3rd Street, take the Surface Street south down to Dixie Drive, and that's where you can re-enter 75. I'm Parker Testa. Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO Dayton's News Talk. Depend on it. He's got all the firepower he needs, and he ain't afraid to use it. He heard about your broadcast. Okay, let's get it started. It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst. Call me now, 937-457-1290. Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Come on now, more margaritas. Come on now, more margaritas.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. It is Cinco de Mayo. Are you going out and celebrating a war that took place in Mexico a long time ago? I think that's what it is, right? Town called, what, Puebla? And that's where Cinco de Mayo came from. Clearly, it's like a Hallmark holiday, right? It's just something that restaurants and margarita makers around the country must have thought up at some point. Like, we need a date, early May, when we can have a big celebration. You know, they've got the St. Patrick's Day for the Irish people. We should have something for the Spanish and the people who love Mexican food. I think that's what it comes down to. And I was going through all my songs, and I have a number of Cinco de Mayo related songs that I thought we could give a listen to. This first one I really enjoy because one of my favorite Mexican treats is, of course, guacamole, and this one is a classic.
Peel the avocado. Peel the avocado. Peel the avocado. Guacamole. Guacamole.
I know. I saw it. I get it.
Guacamole.
And then there's this one.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky.
See, this one's got a nice little beat.
No need to ask why. Just
Parker's
open
bouncing
your
his
mouth
head.
and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. Raining tacos. Out in the street. Tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells. Cheese and meat.
It's raining tacos. Oh my! So if you want to share your Cinco de Mayo plans, I guess give us a call 937-457-1290. We also have a current events quiz, and we're giving away Aerosmith tickets. If you would like to take the current events quiz, be the fifth caller right now 937-457-1290. Jimmy will hook you up, and we'll get you on the air, and you can do the current events quiz. Parker, what's going on with traffic? We got problems, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's a catchy song. I like that.
It is kind of catchy.
Yeah, so both directions of 75 from downtown Dayton all the way through Miami Township down to 675. Your best option is to just avoid this completely. There's a crash blocking that construction lane there on northbound 75 that actually has the southbound lane that is on the southbound left lane on 75. They're blocked as well. So if you want to get around this coming up northbound 75, you can get off there at Austin Boulevard, take 741 north into downtown, and then you can pick up 75 at 3rd Street. If you're coming the other direction south, 3rd Street is your exit that you want to get off at. Take the surface streets down to Dixie Drive, and that's where you get back on 75.
Well, there you go. Now, what's your favorite Mexican dish?
I'm just classic tacos.
Just classic tacos?
I will know anywhere I go, it's tacos for me. Yeah.
See, my wife and I have been doing keto. So eating anything with shells or tortillas, we can't really do. But one thing that we haven't discovered is you go and you order like the big fajita dish.
Oh, yeah.
And you just don't eat you don't get the rice, you don't get the beans, you don't get the tortillas. And it's this huge mound of yummy fajita. And then they bring a salad. The place we go over there by the mall or the Green, and it's got guac, it's got sour cream. It's great.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Oh yeah.
But maybe I'll do that tonight. That sounds kind of good. It is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
right?
Why not? Nachos is always a solid option too.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had nachos. I miss those. Like when we go, sometimes we'll each eat a few of the chips, but we just gotta. I could put a dent in a.
See my problem is
nachos.
I eat too much chips and salsa before my food comes out, and then I got to take my. Food
Oh
home.
yeah, that's a problem. And it's fine if you're going straight home, but we have found that if you are going to a Mexican restaurant and you get leftovers, a doggy bag as you might call them, if you're not going straight home, forget it, because by the time it gets home, I've always found it's just not very fulfilling at all. So, All right. Well, thank you for that update. Parker's on it. We'll keep you updated. 937-457-1290. All right. Do we have somebody for the current events quiz, or what's going on? We got, I'll play another song. Here we go. Here's a sombrero song.
My sombrero.
Very Cinco de Mayo.
Come rain or shine, I know that I'll be fine.
Well, that's...
Yeah, my sombrero seems ridiculous, but it's functional.
937-457-1290. All right, we got somebody. We got Laura. Laura, where are you calling from?
Dayton, well, actually Kettering, Ohio.
Kettering, Ohio. Oh, the land of cars crashing into buildings.
Yes, the land of cars crashing into buildings.
Now, can you explain that, Laura? We've had 4 in the last week and a half right there in Kettering of cars crashing into buildings.
And I can be visiting somewhere.
What?
I'm sorry. Sorry, my granddaughter said something to me.
Oh, tell her you're busy.
I am. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
All right.
Yeah. I heard on your program yesterday about the route song thing, but Isn't that which funeral?
Yeah. That's that got hit yesterday, and it's 4 in a week and a half. All right.
Man.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. No, you go ahead, honey.
Okay. You want to take the current events quiz? Here we go.
Oh my God! Listen, everybody!
It's the Evening Edge Current Events Quiz.
A quiz, hot shot.
Can you answer the question?
I bet you think you're pretty smart, huh?
Now, here's your host, Todd Hollst.
Thank you very much, Norm Kelly. All right, Laura, you know how the current events quiz works, right?
Yes, I have to answer with the correct answer.
Well, it's
I know.
3 questions.
I'm being nice.
3 questions, 3 possible answers, and it's always C. You always answer C, whatever it is. All right. Here is question number 1. Instagram influencer Holly Saunders says she's developing a new competitive league that will include what? A, large-scale food fights featuring half-naked models. B, a new version of Supermarket Challenge featuring half-naked models. Or C, ping pong matches featuring half-naked models.
Let's go with C.
You got it. Yeah, I had never heard of Holly Saunders, but she's an influencer on the Instagram. And she's going to have
nothing about Instagram.
Yeah, she's gonna have barely clothed women playing ping pong, which I think I might enjoy. You might enjoy that. Right.
And half the other men in the country.
Right. All right, here's question number 2. Authorities in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Oh, this is the story from earlier. I hope you were listening. Authorities in Old Bridge, New Jersey are trying to figure out who dumped what near a stream. A, 500 pounds of Pop Rock candies. B, 500 pounds of Lucky Charms cereal. Or C, 500 pounds of spaghetti and macaroni pasta.
Let's go with C.
You got it. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Glad you were listening. It turned out when we had somebody call from Florida who heard what the story was, that I guess a family was cleaning out the home of a deceased loved one, and that person happened to be a hoarder. And they had all this spaghetti and all this macaroni, and they just decided to throw it out by a creek instead of just throwing it into the trash. And the question people are asking on the live stream is how old was the spaghetti? Because a lot of times people who hoard stuff like that, it could be 20 years old. Nobody wants that. But if it was fairly new, why didn't they just donate it?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Did it swell?
It did swell. It did. It did swell? Yep. It got wet and it swelled. Pasta swelling is a problem. All right. Here's question number 3. Several passengers on a recent flight from Trenton, New Jersey to Atlanta were caught on camera doing what? A, getting busy while the plane was taking off. C, clipping each other's toenails. I'm sorry, that's B. B, clipping each other's toenails. Or C, staging a vote to kick 2 unruly flyers off the plane before taking off.
Well, let's go with C on that because B is just correct.
Yeah, you are correct. And yes, they actually held a vote and they kicked 2 people off the flight. They held a vote. It was much like Survivor, right? It's like who wants them off the plane? I do. And everybody voted and it worked out. All right. Well, congratulations. You are the winner. Laura, thank you so much. We'll get those tickets out to you as soon as we can. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Have fun.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Yeah, me too, Ashley. I'm so hungry right now. I'm so hungry. I skipped breakfast and I had a burger for lunch. That was it. With no bun. Oh, Michael, that sounds good too. Philly cheesesteak. Talked about that last night a little bit. I'd give anything for a pizza right now. But I can't eat it. I can't eat it. And Milano's here in Dayton, you can get, they do the doughless pizza. And they put it in like one of those pie pans. And it's kind of thick. It's deep. And it's super yummy. Maybe I'll do that. It's just basically pizza toppings. Oh, I've not tried that one, Michael. Papa John's. Huh. Ooh, a cheesesteak salad. That's interesting, Chris. A cheesesteak salad. Huh. That sounds pretty good, too. I'll have to decide where Mary and I are going to go to dinner tonight. She said she didn't care. She was leaving it up to me tonight. What's everybody doing this weekend? Anything fun? I'm going to be dealing with mulch. I was told earlier this week. Yeah, tomorrow is Naked Gardening Day. World Naked Gardening Day. Chris, you're going to go out and plant a veg garden. Here's an opportunity. Give your neighbors a show while you sow your crops. Hey. So and a show. There you go, Missy. This is what I'm talking about. Very creative people watch and listen to this show. A birthday party jam. That sounds fun, Russell. A birthday party jam. Jam. A birthday jam. All right, coming back. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. So this is I don't get a lot of, I don't do a lot of politics or anything like that on the show, and I'm not going to start now. But this story kind of caught my attention, and it kind of has to do, it's kind of a cultural thing that everybody's dealing with. It's the whole transgender issue, right? And one of the big stories that you hear and you've been reading about are people who are transgender, and they are competing in sporting events where seemingly they would have an advantage, right? So you've got like a guy who is transitioning to a woman, and he is participating in women's sports, or what used to be to be politically correct. And a lot of people are like, well, that's an advantage. That's not fair, because here's somebody who has the body makeup of a male, which might be bigger and more muscular than maybe a woman might be, and they see that as an unfair advantage. I get that. I see both sides of it. I really, truly do. However, I saw this story. This was down in Florida. Over the weekend, a guy participated in a ladies' poker tournament. So this guy's 70. He's from Delton, Florida. And he paid $250. And he was allowed to participate in a woman's only, in air quotes, Texas Hold'em tournament. Now, in Florida, apparently at the casinos, it's like a state law that you can't keep men from entering women's, gambling competitions, and vice versa. Right? If you're a woman and they would happen to have a man's only gambling competition, which I doubt they would, but if they did, a woman would be able to join and get in on that. So this guy, he bought in, and he participated, and he won. He won $5,500, $5,555, and he just cleaned up. He beat all the women, and there are people that were upset about this. And I was thinking, but isn't poker one of those things where the playing field would be completely equal? Right? I mean, why would you need to have a female-only poker tournament? Why? I don't understand that, because it's not like, well, we want to have our own because the men are too tough. They're too much competition. Could that be it? Are they admitting that they're not as good as card players as the men? I don't think that's the case. And I started thinking, like with chess. Chess is the same thing, right? You could be a woman and be a master chess player, a chess master, they call them. Or I guess in that case, a chess mistress. I don't know. But what was it, Jimmy? What'd she say?
I think it's a grandmaster.
Oh, grandmaster. Right. That's not the clan? No, that's something else. Okay. But it's odd to me that you would even want to have like an all women's or a woman's only poker tournament. I mean, why can't we just make it an open and everybody plays if they want? I just thought that was odd. And people were upset because this guy won. So I don't know. Maybe men are better poker players. Could that be the case? I mean, he won it. He was the one guy and he won it. I'm not sure.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
See, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I was really perplexed as to why that was a big deal. I mean, here's the thing. It's like if I was putting on a tournament at a casino, regardless of what the law is in Florida, that you can't keep, men from participating in a women only poker event. Um if I were running that, I would be annoyed that a guy signed up. I totally would. But I just don't understand why you would even want, or why would you need that? I mean, why do women not in that instance want to compete with men? I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, I saw a picture. I was gonna make a joke and I didn't because I don't want to, I don't want to cause waves too much. I just like having fun on the radio. But I thought, what they should have done is they should have made the guy wear a dress. Then he would be okay. Uh I'm quite. Oh, do you mean quiet? Josh, I think you mean quiet. I don't know. I've been talking. I think I've been talking to you guys, right? It is Friday too, and I'm tired. It's been a long week. It's always a long week. But it's been a Well, I'm sorry. I wish I had somebody else in here that could talk to you and keep you entertained during the commercial breaks. I know that Mark K's got Jay and Hannah. Oh. Oh, yeah, I'm fine, Josh. Thank you. Ashley, you could be my personal assistant. Just need to keep me on task. Yes, Todd is ready for the weekend. Todd is ready for the weekend. See, like I talked about, like last weekend, I went to Kentucky for the Bourbon Trail tour, and it was awesome. And I was so jazzed to see my friends I hadn't seen in a while. But that's tiring, kind of traveling and running around. Hey, Melissa. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you like the new time. A lot of people aren't happy with it. I've been getting emails. Oh, my bunk beds. Oh, I'm going to get to that. I'm getting to it. I promise. I know. I understand. I get it. But like years ago they changed the schedule and they put me on, and there were people who were irritated because I was on from 7 to 9 and not, whatever other show there was, Clark Howard. But Clark retired from doing his radio show. And still people weren't happy, even though nothing I could do about it. But everybody will get used to it. Yeah, Clark still does like stuff for morning shows, like all the Cox stations. He'll do like scam reports or whatever. but he's not doing his show. I mean, Clark is older. He's just like at retirement age. Coming back, hang tight.
You need a hat.
Look, it's a hat.
Nice hat. Oh, that is a beauty.
Let me just get you a hat.
I love the way you wear that hat.
Don't forget your hat. Are you going to wear that hat?
I like the hat.
Nice hat. Looks expensive.
It's a matching hat.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Yeah, it is Hot Hat Friday. And tonight I'm wearing a lid provided by the good folks at Carillon Brewing Company. And every Friday night, I've been doing this for a while, I wear a hat from a local business. If you've got a logo hat and you'd like me to wear it here on the show, people that are watching on this live stream will see it. We put the name of your company up there on the little crawl on the screen. And, of course, I give you shout-outs. And by the way, I'm going to talk about my event that's coming up at Carillon Brewing Company June 2nd. But I don't know if anybody has seen the video or the pictures of their new steam engine. They got a train over there, and it's all installed, and I saw people riding on it. Very, very cool. It's beautiful. And it reminds me, honestly, it kind of reminds me of the whole Disney thing. You know, at Disneyland, I'm assuming there's one also in Florida at that park. But I remember riding a steam locomotive at Disneyland many, many, many years ago out in Anaheim in California. And it was so cool. And it was a little bit like the Kings Island train. But this one, you got to look at it. You got to find it. The pictures are, they're just really cool. So anyway, my event that's going to be happening there June 2nd, it's an Evening Edge happy hour. This is a new thing that we're starting. We're hopefully going to be going to a bunch of different places throughout the Miami Valley. But on June 2nd, I'm going to be there at Carillon Brewing Company doing my show live from 5 to 7. And then I'll be hanging out a little bit afterwards. So make your plans. It's a free event. You don't need tickets or anything like that. There's a ton of space there at the Carillon Brewing Company. And we'll have prizes to give away. We'll have a giant Cheez-It that you can have your picture taken with. The Cheez-It pinup girls will be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, Edgy, the Evening Edge squirrel, is going to be there making appearance and scaring kids. It'll be a lot of fun. So make plans to join us there at Carillon Brewing Company. We have some recalls to talk about.
Are you satisfied with our product?
No, not at all.
It's junk. What a ripoff.
Found the recall.
I want my money back.
It's junk.
What a ripoff.
It fell apart pretty quick.
You ripped me off.
I want my money back.
So a couple of things, and I started doing this a week or so ago because, I mentioned Clark Howard, and Clark Howard still does reports on our morning show, but he's not doing his nightly radio show anymore. And I feel like there's a little gap that needs to be filled. And every once in a while, I will see unusual or interesting or important recalls to tell you about. So this first one has to do with people driving BMWs. And specifically between the years 2000 and 2006. I guess there was a recall for airbags, defective airbags in the car. And I think they were the back seat, from what I understand. But they are now warning 90,000 owners of these vehicles. And this is pretty serious. They say owners of these vehicles should park their cars immediately and not drive them. and contact BMW. They say that these airbags between 2000 and 2006 were recalled, but many people did not get them fixed. The inflators are decades old, and with every day, they say, and this is from the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, every day that passes, they become even more dangerous, and they can rupture even in a minor crash. So if you have one of these BMWs from 2000 to 2006 that has the recalled Takata airbag, and maybe you just never bothered taking care of it, check out their website, bmwusa.com/recall. And then the second one is pretty important too. And I was always jealous of friends of mine when I was growing up that had bunk beds. I loved the idea of spending the night at somebody's house that had a bunk bed. I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I had a few friends that had bunk beds, and quite often when I would go, they would let me sleep in the top bunk, which was a big thrill when you're a little kid. It's like, oh boy, you get to go to sleep with the ceiling right there. But the Consumer Product Safety Commission is recalling about a dozen different styles of bunk beds that were sold online through Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, and major retailers and other major retailers. The recall involves twin bunk beds made by a company called Walker Edison Furniture. Just a small thing, but apparently the slats that support the beds can break. Wow, that's like a big deal. There have been 14 cases of the bunk bed slats breaking, and one person was hurt. So I know a lot of people, the kids love the bunk beds. So if you've got one of these Walker Edison furniture bunk beds that you bought at Walmart or Home Depot or Amazon or wherever, you might want to check out their website at walkeredison.com, and you can click on recall information. And you don't want anybody to get hurt, obviously, in your bunk bed. 937-457-1290. We've got some creeper news to talk about.
Crazy creep! Bunch of weirdos.
Sounds like a creep to me.
Whack job. You know what? You're starting to creep me out, man.
Your move, creep.
You little creep!
Well, I've seen a couple of stories about these instances where people have airdropped photos. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you have an iPhone, maybe you don't know this. If you have an iPhone, and maybe it works also with the Androids. I'm not sure. I don't have an Android. I've got an iPhone, where you can airdrop a picture to other people that are around you. So, like, let's say you're in a group, and it's all on the up and up. You're in a group, and you've got a picture that you want to share with everybody. Instead of handing your phone to everyone, well, you don't want their germs. You can airdrop that picture to all of their phones. So if they have an iPhone and they have the airdrop option on, you can just send it, and whoever has it on, they'll get your photo. Well, a lot of people just keep it on. A lot of people may not even know that it's there. My wife will occasionally airdrop stuff to me, pictures of home improvements that she wants me to do or wants us to do, that kind of thing. Well, what's been happening, and it's happened a number of times on airlines, where somebody on the plane gets the bright idea to airdrop pictures of themselves in provocative ways, or certain body parts, that kind of thing. And they just put it out there, and people who are on the plane in the immediate area, guess what? That's what they get. They get those pictures, and then they're trying to figure out who it came from. Well, this happened down in Tulsa, and this is strange because there was a guy who was trying to get an apartment. Like, he was going in and he wanted to get an apartment. And if you've ever tried to rent an apartment, sometimes it can just be a real pain. Just a pain to go through the process and the paperwork and all of that. Well, this guy, he was going through that whole deal. And at some point during During the application process, a couple of the people that were working in the apartment office got a notification that they got an airdrop on their phone. So they were curious and they looked at it. And it was a picture of this very guy who was sitting right in front of them applying for an apartment. And it was a picture of him naked in front of a mirror posing and a close-up of his privates. Now, why on earth would anybody who's trying to get an apartment go through that headache and then just say, oh, well, it seems appropriate. I'm just going to airdrop some nudes of myself to whoever wants them? Don't get it. But I'd be curious to know. I've never gotten a airdrop like that. Hope I don't. But I'd be curious to know if anybody has experienced that. Have you ever gotten something like that and been like, what on earth? Who? And not know who it was from? 937-457-1290.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Steve, you know what? One of the things that that my wife and I do is we'll have like we'll just have like taco salad, and she buys these like these thin tortilla crisps. If you know what I'm talking about, they're just like tortilla chips, but they're cut real thin, and there's not a lot of carbs in them. I mean, there's some carbs, but there's not a ton. And I might only put like 10 or 15 of those strips on, which I don't know, might be 15 carbs or something like that. And then just have the taco salad. So that's one thing that we do. Those are good. You're going to be hanging out. Isn't it family oriented? Are you talking about the happy hour event, Frank? I think maybe that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be family oriented. It's a bar restaurant. I mean, we're just calling it happy hour because it's, Friday from 5 to 7. It's like happy hour time, but yeah, it'll be family oriented for sure. For sure. Have you guys seen this story about Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey maybe being related? It's a weird story. Weird story. That's funny, Missy. Yeah, I'm gonna share the story here in a minute. I mean, it's interesting to me because I have a half sibling out there in the world that doesn't know about me. I know who she is, but it's just kind of interesting. Michael, was it like pornographic? Or was it just an accident, like a random picture of just whatever? Because I don't understand people doing that on purpose. I mean, I kind of do. I understand, exhibitionists and thinking it's funny, but I don't understand why that guy would do it in that situation. Right. If you look for them, I forget who makes them, but they're just crisps. They're like tortilla crisps, and I think they come in different flavors, and they're really thin, and there's just enough to give a little bit of a crunch. But you can't sit there and eat the whole thing. Eat the whole bag. My wife, she always gets on my case when, like at the holidays, especially if she's making green bean casserole. I love those darn durkey onions, those fried onions. Oh my God. I love those things. She cracks open that can and it's like, get out of there. Get out of there. Get your hand out of there. Have a good weekend, Frank. Thanks for watching this week. I appreciate it. And by the way, thank you for the illustration of the radio worm. I've got some ideas for that. I got to sort of figure it out, but I got some ideas for a radio worm character. What are you doing?
Hey, that's rude. That's freaking me out. Why would you do that?
My wife is out on the front porch watering her plants, and I just talked to her through the Ring doorbell and scared her. I will, Frank. Thank you. Hey, Ross. Oh. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. I'm sitting here during the commercial break, and I'm getting these notifications on my phone that says your Blink Motion doorbell is detecting movement. So I pop it on. It's my wife. She's out there watering plants. So I started talking to her through through the doorbell, scared her to death. That was fun. That was fun and enjoyable. 937-457-1290 is our telephone number here. Now, did you hear about this story in regards to Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey perhaps being brothers? This is a weird story. So here's the backstory is that Woody Harrelson believes that his father, who was sentenced to prison for murder and died in jail a number of years ago, his father, and they've got proof that his dad and Matthew McConaughey's mother knew each other and had a relationship in between being divorced from Matthew's father. Does that make sense? So Matthew's mom and dad were married. They got divorced. They got married. They got divorced. They got married again. On again, off again. But during one of the breaks, she somehow hooked up with Woody Harrelson's dad all those years ago. And there's some speculation that Matthew McConaughey could be a half sibling of Woody Harrelson. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is that Woody's all about this. Like he wants Matthew McConaughey to do a DNA test and find out if, in fact, they are related. And I was interested in this story because I've talked about my adoption story before here on the show. I actually have a half sibling out there in the world, and I actually know who she is. But I've never really tried to get a hold of her. I don't even know if she knows that I exist. But Matthew McConaughey's not really interested in this, apparently. He's like, they're buds, they're friends, they know each other, and they discovered this connection, I guess, when they were vacationing together. Or something, some conversation came up, and McConaughey's mom was like, oh, yeah, I knew such and such. I knew your dad. And everybody was like, what? And they had a relationship at some point. So very, very odd indeed. But we'll see. That'd be kind of interesting. They do sort of both have kind of the same sort of attitude, right? Kind of laid back and chill. I know Woody likes his marijuana. I don't know what Matthew McConaughey's stance on that is. But he strikes me as somebody who might enjoy it. Plus, he played Wooderson. Remember in Dazed and Confused? Yeah. Well, there you go. There's the show. Thanks for listening tonight and all week. And also watching on the live stream. We'll be back Monday just after 5. Don't forget, you can get the podcast at eveningedgetodd.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And you can follow me on social media. Just look for @EveningEdgeTodd. Have a terrific weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Well, thanks for watching. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself and be safe. See you on Monday.